Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to ELA. I'm really excited for today because it's going to be so fun. Today, we are going to talk about a device in literature called alliteration. Alliteration is a big word, and you might not have heard of it before, but you probably have heard some alliteration. Alliteration is the repeating of the same letter sound at the beginning of words. For example, consider this common tongue twister and think about the sound that you hear repeated. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. What sound did you hear? That's right, the letter P is making a lot of p sounds. Or how about this one? Betty's batter's better because she bakes with better butter. Now the B sound is showing off. Or perhaps you are familiar with this tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore, which is alliteration with two different sounds, making a lot of repeats. The S and the sh combined sound. Now, let's listen to Lady Lou as she shows off her alliteration.
Lemonade by Lady Lou. Luscious lemonade. Liquidy, light, lovely, and longed for by laughing ladies lounging by the lake.
So now you know what alliteration is, but how do you do it? Well, the first thing that I need to remind you of is we are interested in the same sound at the beginning of the word. And sometimes that sound might be made by different letters, because in English we have different letters that sometimes make the same sound. For example, the K sound could be made by a K or a QU or a hard C sound. So the thing that is important is the sound that is made, not how it is spelled. One of the easiest ways to create some alliteration is by using adjectives. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. So we could take a common noun, say cat, and we could brainstorm a bunch of adjectives that start with the same hard C sound as cat. For example, crazy, colorful, cuckoo, or cute. And we could add them to our noun, and suddenly we would have some alliteration as the crazy cat came to my house. Let's do this exercise together and look at the use of adjectives in creating alliteration.
So here we are. We're going to brainstorm adjectives for the two nouns that we have in this sentence. The girl wore a coat. I've put a little arrow up. Great. Great alliterates with girl. Great girl. Goofy. Glad. Now I'm going to look at adjectives that alliterate with coat. I have cool, crazy, colorful. So now I'm going to select some of those adjectives that alliterate with girl and coat. The great goofy girl wore a cool, colorful coat. Did you pick out the sounds that alliterate?
So now you've learned one way to easily create alliteration by using adjectives. Let's look at another way of creating alliteration, and that's by using synonyms. Have you heard this word before? Synonym? Synonyms are words that have the same or similar meaning as one another. In the old days, we used to have books that we could look that up in. Nowadays, there are entire websites that you can use. A thesaurus is a book or a collection of words, I guess, if it's online, that lists synonyms for common nouns. For example, you could type in the word coat, and the thesaurus would give you a list of words that have a similar or same meaning as coat. You can also find synonyms in a dictionary when you look up the definition of the word that you are trying to find a synonym for. Very often, after the definitions are listed, you will see a little line that says synonyms, and it will list synonyms for that word. You can also just put on your thinking cap and ask your friends and ask your parents for other words that mean the same thing. So using synonyms can be another way of finding words that alliterate with each other.
Now we are going to come up with synonyms for our nouns and our verb. Let's start with girl. Gal, lady, woman, dame, maid, maiden, princess, queen. I'm not real picky right now. I'm just trying to do something fun, so it's okay if it's not exactly the same thing. Now let's look at synonyms for coat. Jacket, cloak, sweater, sweatshirt, shawl, scarf, wrap, hoodie or zippy, pullover. Great. Now let's look at synonyms for the verb wore. Donned, showed off, paraded about, dressed in, sported. So now let's look at the basic sentence again. The woman wore a coat. And let's draw on both adjectives and synonyms to create a sentence with alliteration. The wacky woman wore a crazy coat. Or how about the dame donned a down coat? Did you find the alliteration there? How about this one? The princess paraded about in a pearly pullover. Whatever you choose to do, have a lot of fun with it. And remember, it's okay to be silly.
Now, let's listen to Lady Lou as she shares her version of At the Restaurant. At the restaurant by Lady Lou. Soup, salad, and a sandwich sounds sensational to me. Soda sipping, sparkling citrus soda through a straw. Sign me up, sweet server, for some strawberry supreme. Sing my soul, such service and superior sustenance. I hope you've enjoyed this look at alliteration. How alliteration can take a simple sentence and turn it into poetry. See you later.